Hi everyone, Adam Plisick, CEO of Skilly over here. Just a couple of quick updates. First a preview, then a comment, and hopefully an opportunity for you to give feedback about anything and everything that you'd love to see the Skilly platform evolve into. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to quickly talk a little bit about a concept called team health. Many of you, especially those that have been with us for a couple of years, now have the opportunity to look at that tens of thousands of conversations, trending over month to month, year to year, and ultimately bringing on, and unfortunately sometimes transitioning out, team members. So let's go ahead and share my screen, get into a little bit about what you're going to see here, probably mid to end of July. That way, in case you have any quick feedback, we'd love to hear it. All right. If you can see here, just keep in mind, this is static information, so just designed, and you're going to see a little bit of what we call the lorem ipsum effect, meaning placeholders for text or numbers that don't fully make sense, but I'll go ahead and quickly give you a walkthrough just so you understand what's coming. And again, as always, please lead with any feedback, suggestions, or ideas you might have to make this more actionable for you. So at the risk of maybe stating the obvious, we're going to see our team name appear as is members, the number of administrators, and when the overall team's last login was. We're then going to sort of float our way in this health dashboard and metrics here to the time frame that we're looking at, defaulted to the rolling last 7 days, with options easy here enough for the last 30 as well as custom range. We'll also be able to quickly share this health scorecard with any of your other team users in case they are less likely to be in the kind of administrative portions of the tool. And you'll also be able to download this as a PDF in case somebody needs a one-time or even a frequency of a snapshot that makes it a little bit easier to deliver via email, with the obvious use case being they're not a member of Skilly. Okay, so let's go ahead and first and foremost look at team health. The first thing I want to highlight here is that overall internal and external are calculated values, which means that they are not individual measures or metrics around customer sat, but rather the sum of what we are seeing in the sections that are going to follow on. You're also going to notice there's an opportunity here for recommended actions. When we say internal, what we mean is for the users that have to log into the Skilly platform, how do we increase the engagement and ultimately the utility to each one of those individual users? When we see the phrase external, we know that's actually people that are coming to our Skilly experience, whether that's via our website, via search or JavaScript or URL, if we have it linked in our email signatures on the confirmation of a webinar or anywhere in between. Okay, let's go ahead and scroll here down to our external health section. First, you're going to notice there's an opportunity to begin to understand registered versus de-identified or anonymous users. This is just to help us understand when people come to our external chats, meaning not one of our colleagues that are logging in, what percentage over time, day to day, are actually de-identified versus those that have actually created a Skilly profile via your experience or someone else's. We're going to also keep our eyes and ears open to the idea of click-through rates on our CTAs. We're going to have an understanding and a tracking of our overall external feedback. We're probably going to simplify this down to just simply the rolling average on a scale of 1 to 5. We're very fortunate that the majority of scores are between kind of 4.6 and 4.9. There's always the exceptions to the rule, but we're probably going to then go ahead and keep that as a rolling average and then ultimately shrink that scale to make it a little bit more consistent. Some of the more intuitive stuff you're going to hopefully enjoy is going to be the top custom URLs. So meaning URLs you specifically put in place to track in someone's email signature or from a partner are going to emerge here, as well as trends. And I think we're going to move away a little bit from the percentages here. We're really just going to have kind of an up or down motion to the key topics or themes that are changing week to week or month to month. You're going to notice that we're also going to begin to break out for those of you that have different Skilly personalities. So guide 1 versus guide 2 versus guide 3. And we're going to also start to make it really clear about those that are being successful tracking and gathering testimonials, whether those were individual invites, bulk collected via campaign, or in person, meaning right from my phone or laptop when I'm standing next to someone. Ultimately, that's going to allow us the opportunity then to understand how our conversations are actually happening, URLs being the most kind of universal catch-all, but then we have search deployed either in center page or nav, as well as JavaScript, SMS, and we're also going to sneak in here a little bit of a QR code initiated chat, although you don't see that here, quickly preview. On the internal side, and again, this really applies only to those who have logged into the Skilly AI platform and are users, whether you're administrative or otherwise. The first thing you're going to be able to see here is where and how are your logged in users actually chatting compared to your external. So we have an external dynamic here we've already covered. Some of you have deployed private or private Skillys with internal chatting experiences, as well as Skilly GPT. If you have any questions about these 4 factors, or you've never heard of a private Skilly, please reach out. We're happy to kind of walk you through it. We're going to make sure that we're tracking the total number of people that are on your platform, as well as the logins of individual users, as well as the recency of users. So this is going to give us an opportunity to understand not only how frequently people are logging in, but when was the last time they logged in, easily now accessible to an admin. We're going to make sure that we also understand the idea of answer freshness. For those that don't know, we are really focused on making sure that the handful of answers and questions you do need to augment your Skilly with because of lack of knowledge are not antiquated. So we're going to track the number that are less than 45 days old, the ones that are sort of 45 to 75. We're going to find ourselves definitely leaning into kind of aging, and then anything that is greater than 90 days, we're going to want to really encourage you to think in terms of refreshing those answers. And then we ultimately have our answer coach, our answer grader, that's going to be looking at the number of answers that you have added or augmented manually, and to make sure those are at least 5 or better, just to make sure they are differentiated and you can have the same type of confidence that a human colleague would in delivering them. We are going to sort of bring to light the number of annotations. This is part of the conversations view. If this is a little foreign, please feel free to reach out. It's an easy ask, but a handful of minutes every week, literally taking the equivalent of a highlighter and red, yellowing, or greening your existing conversations that visitors have already had, dramatically improves the quality over time. Whereas every Friday, our agent goes out and reviews it. We're going to have a context here about showing what users are the most active overall and engaged. And you're going to be able to then see over time which types of annotations are actually coming through. Now, there's the new color in here for question annotations. This is something we added just a couple of weeks ago, which allows us to actually zero in on what questions go to what categories and take advantage of our tagging, which, as many of you know, if you're following along our anecdotes here, is quickly going to turn into alerting in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so just a quick sneaky preview here of our health card with probably some changes and some variations to come. Wanted to put it out there in case there's anything else you'd love to see us track. Now, I'm going to go ahead and shift gears over to a new piece of collateral that will be attached for you to easily download and go along the way, because more than ever, we're getting asked a lot about, well, what is Skilly's environmental impact, which is something you should be asking to any AI provider, service, or otherwise that you have access to. Well, the first thing we're going to do here is just quickly clarify that Skilly is not one of these big foundational frontier models or one of these big streaming services that require some of the ugliest versions of the facts and stats we see around things like legacy data centers. Instead, the goal here is to help you quickly understand what steps Skilly goes through in order to create fundamentally an easy and differentiated answer in a thoughtful way. We're also going to put in context that if you have about 10,000 conversations in an annualized setting, that is actually the same as taking literally one cold shower, or washing one load of dishes, or driving a gas-powered car 1 mile, or actually just leaving one of those 100-watt bulbs on for a long, maybe 10-hour day. So we wanted to put that in comparison because oftentimes all AI falls under the bucket of unfortunately being destructive, which elements of it certainly can be in trade-off for economic gain. But we wanted to make sure that you in the end could understand the difference between how AI is trained on a frontier model, how a data center ultimately compares to Skilly, and ultimately what a chatbot can and should do in terms of limiting its environmental impact where we are. Now, I just want to put this on the voice record to say, listen, we are not claiming that Skilly has a zero environmental impact. But we are claiming that there's a material difference between how Skilly delivers value relative to other AI technologies and platforms. And if you ever want to kind of get into the nitty-gritty about, in addition to the facts you see here, what other types of carbon offset efforts we have, like annual tree planting, please reach out to somebody at Skilly. Now, there's a variety of other things that are coming down the pipe. Certainly, you hopefully have seen auto tagging, which is on the horizon here, in addition to manual tagging and alerts that will come both from system alerts. But if you have any other ideas or features or requests, please reach out to us. Otherwise, we'll talk to you again here in just a couple of weeks. Thank you.